It is Grace from the future jumping in to tell you, shameless self-plug, my book Roving is now in physical form. It is a lovely soft cover. If you are watching this in real time, you can grab the pre-order links down below. If you're watching this after September, you can just get it. Also, links down below, no pre-order, it just lives there now. Isn't that fantastic? Now on to our regular scheduled content. Okay, so we are using the unicorn down and a couple of other fibers, some locks from Hello Pearl, and 2 bat sets that I carded a long time ago that I don't remember what's in them, along with, like I said, the Paradise Fiber Tinsel Angelina unicorn down. So I'm gonna create micro blends with those, so custom micro blends that I will walk you through how I'm doing that in the voiceover. And then I'm going to use my blending board and create one large bat, and then small rolags and fractal that together. I hope you will enjoy, and let's jump right into that voiceover. Ooh. That was funny. I want to do that again. Ooh. That's the kind of weird you get in here. That's the kind of weird you get at Spin Weekly. Moving on. Okay, so you can see the ratio that I have going on, and I already carded the blend with most of these, so that way in the video I just had a little bit left. So with this one, I pre-carded some gray locks. You can actually see them hiding by my telephone over there in the background. Just so they were soft and fluffy, and then I went with my hand cards and did a couple of passes to get the Tencel and the Angelina unicorn down really well blended. I did this on hand cards because I felt like I got a smoother, more consistent blend with the hand cards, and that was really important. I really hate it when you're spinning a blend and there's giant chunks of junk in there. I'm like, it's a blend, it shouldn't be like a self-striping thing. So that's my own personal pet peeve, and this is how I solved it. So once they carded into puffs, I went ahead and carded them together on the drum carder. However, that's not the blend that I'm carding right now. This one and the other one are both from pre-carded bats that I blended with the different Tencel blends. So because the fiber was already blendy, I felt like it was able to blend on the drum carder more easily. It took 2 or 3 passes to get it to really blend, especially the Tencel, because it likes to, as you can see, chill out on the liquor drum there. Oh, here we go. Here's the one. Yeah, so I dragged out those rolags and then I put them through again. I prefer spinning and in this case prepping from bats rather than rolags. Using a rolag on the blending board would have been a pain in the patootie, so that's why I did this. I am going to turn on the music and let you enjoy the rest of this spin as it is, well, I guess, prep until we get to the next part. Okay, so now we're at the blending process. First up, we're going to do the rolog. I did not coin that term. Beth from Blue Mountain Handcrafts came up with that as far as I know. That's where I heard it first. But essentially, that's just one really big rolag. And as you can see, I laid out the fiber on the board, having divided all of it in half equally. I even broke out my scale. That's how dedicated I was to this. And then I just needed to fit the amount that was weighed out in the allotted portion. So no big deal. I just laid it on and brushed it down. It was pretty straightforward, this part. Be careful to overlap the fibers slightly, or else you're going to have 3 rolags rather than one uniform attached rolag. The gray portion was the smallest, and I actually went a little light on that transition point, and so I had to be careful not to let them break apart. So pay attention, don't do that. Before I turn on the music, I want to remind you that the uncut version of this is up on Patreon for patrons, and giving you a heads up that I think I am going to make it its own tier. So I don't know, I can't decide. Let me know what you think about that. Would you be interested in having a tier on Patreon specifically for uncut videos, or do you like it the way it is where all patrons, regardless of their level, get access to it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I am going to turn on the music for the blending portion. Okay, so this spin was really straightforward. I just did the rolags end to end, always, of course, starting with the same end, which was the gray in this case. And then I, on my regular center pole ball method, so the same bobbin, spun the rolog in the same way. Again, starting with the gray. It doesn't work if you switch which end you start with. And like I said in the intro, or maybe the outro, I think it's the outro actually. Well, in the future, I'm going to point out that this wanted to be spun a lace weight. So I thought that was really interesting. I didn't expect that from a tinsel. I guess in my brain, I thought it was going to be more clumpy. Needless to say, I am going to turn on the music and let you enjoy this relaxing spinning and flying experience. Alright, so we are back. We finished our yarn. It is really beautiful. The colors worked out so well. I'm gonna insert photos here. I realized that in my last video I forgot to insert photos here, so my bad. That's totally my bad. In case that happens again, which ideally it will not, but for future or past reference, the photos are all on my blog or on my Instagram, which is links down below. I generally update my blog once a month with all of the posts for all of the videos that month, so yeah, you can know when that happens when I send my newsletter out, because usually the newsletter writing happens the same day as the blog post writing. But for the most up-to-date information, definitely recommend Instagram or right here on YouTube. That little spiel aside, this worked out really well. I loved how the draft went. I loved how the high tensile content really spun fine naturally. You know that I'm more of a worsted weight, DK weight kind of a person, but the loudness of my husband. I'm almost done.
Did I ruin your outro?
No, you just interrupted it. Don't make me look you.
You were so short.
My beautiful husband helped pick out the colors. Isn't he nice? You feel my frame. You could be like the baby. Bleh, bleh, bleh. You eat the yarn, you could wear it.
Oh, hi guys. Yeah.
Okay, so generally I spin DK weight or worsted weight, but this naturally was what happened, and this is a 2-ply, so I thought that was really cool. It's a little stiff, but I suspect when I set it, it will loosen right back up. I've been working with the Unicorn products. I'll leave links for them down below. So I want to try the Unicorn fiber conditioner on this and see if that helps, because I felt like Tencel, it wasn't crunchy, but it was stiff. Anybody who's touched Tencel kind of knows what I mean. Yeah, I don't think the texture is necessarily a drawback. It's just when you make something with it, you should keep that in mind. So don't maybe go for something that needs to be super, super drapey, because I feel like this is going to have more body. So because it is a fractal, I felt like it went really well. It was super low maintenance. So if you're nervous about fractals, this is a really good first go at a fractal. Especially if you have 3, I'd go for 3 to 5, maybe 6, depending on the width of your blending board, fibers that you would like to mix together. The classy squid tonality would be a good candidate, a pre-dyed braid of fiber. Anything would be really easy to manipulate into a fractal using this technique, and it's super low maintenance. You don't have to worry about stripping things apart. As long as you weigh the fiber beforehand roughly, you're gonna get it to work right. And then drafting out a rolog and rolags, that's all basic spinner stuff. So again, I feel like this is a really beginner friendly way to do a fractal, and let me know what you think. Okay, for this yarn, I think after consulting my man, maybe a navy blue warp, and then something, probably a scarf, to show off the fractal in its fullest. So I think a navy blue warp with just a simple, probably a scarf type thing to show off the fractal, because I feel like with complicated color work like fractal, a really simple, straightforward
product is what showcases the color work best, because in this sense the color work is the star of the show. If you were going to do something more complicated, it would wash out both of them and end up kind of mediocre. So there's a tip with working with complicated color work. Go for either color or pattern or stitch texture, or I guess yarn texture. Don't do too many things. So in the comment section down below, let me know if you have ever done a fractal like this or what your favorite fractal method is. Last week we covered a 3-step fractal. In my book, I cover a 2-step fractal with several variations. I feel like fractal is one of those techniques that has endless variations, so let me know what your favorite way to implement it is. If you liked this, hit the like button, and if you want to keep up to date with all these fiber shenanigans, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes. As per usual, this is brought to you by our Spin Weekly family on Patreon. If you are interested in getting things like voiceover, uncut episodes, behind the scenes photos, and a greater involvement in the content of the show, go ahead and check that out. Links down below. And I will see you next time. Bye!